Jacaranda FM's Good Morning Angels. Wednesdays on Breakfast with Martin Bester.
Our special guest in studio this morning, Nazree de Lange, 30-year-old mom of two and a passionate maths teacher, I believe, at a school in Reiche Park on the East Rand. Thanks for coming into the studio. How are you?
I am well. I can't complain.
Tell me a bit more about yourself. I know that you studied at NMU, and we had a lekker chat about it now because also my old varsity. What did you study there?
Initially, I got accepted for maths and science and went through some trauma in matric. My matric results suffered because of it, and then I had to take whatever there was. So I went to go see a consultant at the university, and they said, look, if you do business and economics, then later on you can do your postgraduate. I was devastated. I went to Second Ave. Reluctantly, I went. But I was so determined that I'm gonna study, I'm gonna make this dream come to reality. Finished my 3 years of National Diploma in Economics. And then I went overseas.
Cum laude.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I did my postgraduate in education for business and economics. And because economics has so much to do with mathematics, I ended up specializing in mathematics. So now I teach math.
That is amazing. Wow. And tell me about this school in Reiche Park.
I prayed and I asked the Lord, send me to a school that needs me. That is where I want to go. Where what I can bring to the table can be used. Yeah. And that was the first school.
Onderwys is 'n roeping.
Ek stem heeltemal
That's
saam.
something you try.
Yeah.
You love your job, right?
I do. Many at the end of the term 4, then I'm like, is this for me? I'm like, I'm not going back. I'm going to become social media famous. I don't know how, but I'm going to leave my job. And then every year I think about those kids that don't have moms, they don't have dads, they're living by grannies, they're living by aunts, they're living by sisters. I work for those kids. That is who I work for.
And you mentioned trauma and matric. Did you use all of that as motivation?
Definitely. And I try and share the story as often as possible.
Okay.
Because, so my previous school I worked at in a high school, but when we moved to Joburg, I was very determined to work at a primary school because primary school allows more family time.
Yes.
High school is very demanding. And I said later on, I'll go back to high school because that is my specialization. And when I spoke to the matriculants and I speak to the grade 11s, I tell them, don't give up. If you have a grade 9 certificate report, you can go to college and get some sort of trade. I always tell them, and then from there you can further your studies, because once you're done at college, you have your matric as well as a specialization in some sort of trade. So I try and encourage the learners to not always just think, okay, university. I said university, not everybody's path is the same.
Got you.
So I say, I know some people that's gone to college and they earning crazy through the roof because they just follow their specialization through the college and further their studies. So I try and share this as far as possible.
And you just want to keep studying. That's why you wrote to us.
Yeah.
And tell me about what you want to do next at is it NWU?
Yes.
Northwest
University. So I want to go and study curriculum design. So curriculum design has got to do with the actual curriculum, what gets taught within the school.
And those are things we don't often challenge.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought, are the curriculums actually designed for modern children, if you will? Is it helping? Is it done right?
I sent my child to an educational psychologist just a few days ago. And there are so many kids who are, quote, COVID kids.
Yeah,
So these last
definitely.
2 years have missed fundamentals, especially when it comes to maths. It's
Yeah.
one of the big ones.
Yeah.
So we need you.
And I just spoke to a colleague of mine about the missing middle. They are the missing middle. So when COVID happened, COVID spanned over 2 years. And it was affected. So we have an amended curriculum right now that we're teaching right through from grade R up until matric. So when I speak about the missing middle, those are the kids that they did not focus on. They focused on foundation phase, your grade 6, 7, and 8, and your matriculants.
And then there's those grade
There's the
3s
missing
and 4s,
middles.
yeah.
We are speaking about grade 9, grade 10,
Yeah.
grade 4, grade 5. But those learners are now in grade 7 and grade 8. So they have suffered and lost out at least a year and a half of school. And I'm speaking about in government schools. They couldn't cater to accommodating all of those learners. Because government schools have many, many kids, and social distancing wasn't possible. So they had to come to school on every bi-daily or bi-weekly. So there was a whole system. So those are the kids that are now in grade 7 and grade 8.
Don't you love how obediently we are listening, how she's commanding the room? You need to be going and doing this. You're in the right line of work. Be immense. So thank you for writing to us. So obviously being a teacher, a mom, everything else that goes with it, you wrote to us because you would like the funding to go and do this course. This course, definitely. Right? So thank you for writing to us. I want to introduce you to a good friend to the show, Dave Arnold. He was representing Willard Batteries. And man, they believe in people and they believe in education. And we need to get her to be doing all this. Dave, how are you?
Hi, Martin. Hi, team. Nazree, I must say, when you walked into the studio, they've got this aura around you. Bubbly personality, lovely smile, and I can see that education is more than just a job for you, which is so important. It's a calling. Well done for that dedication and focus. So from the Willard Batteries Bursary Fund for this year, we want to take that worry away from you for the studies. So we're going to contribute the 30,000 Rand that you require to do your studies this year, and just keep on doing the stuff that you do, because people like you in society just make a huge difference, and we'll be monitoring you and keeping in touch with you as you carry on with your journey. Thank you very much.
Aren't you glad you came for this interview?
Nothing wrong with round tables.
Go and chase that dream and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. And thank you for doing what you're doing for the kids.
Thank you so much, Martin.
You're with your morning family. Breakfast with Martin Bester.